"Oh God, please, I'm not ready to die." I prayed and I panicked and I cried silently in the dark all night long because it broke my heart to think I would never see my kids grow up. "You have to lose weight, Trina," the doctor told me that day in his patronizing voice. "Your heart can't handle the strain," he said, like he was explaining why being fat was bad to a 5-year-old. Like I didn't already know I was a blubbering mess. The doctor's scolding was just one more brick in the wall of self-loathing I was building around myself. One more piece of evidence that the good days were over. I felt trapped inside a cage of deadly fat, trapped in a nightmare of shame and fear and panic. So if you too have felt buried and smothered by your layers of nagging fat, then keep watching, because I'm about to reveal exactly how my life took a miraculous turn. How I discovered an astonishing evening ritual that literally saved my life. How it finally melted away 57 pounds of disgusting fat after years of failure. And how you can use the exact same scientifically proven 2-minute ritual to melt away even your most clingy pounds literally overnight, even when nothing else worked for you. Because if I can do it, anyone can. You see, dangerously close to a fatal heart attack, I was terrified, and I tried everything to lose weight like the doctor told me to. But no matter how much broccoli, skinless chicken, and green salads I ate, no matter how many veggie smoothies or how much lemon water I drank, it got so I was terrified of the bathroom scale because every time I stepped on it, it made me feel utterly worthless and hopeless. And I wondered if anything could stop my expanding belly fat. Just the week before, I had to get my wedding ring resized again to fit my fat, stubby fingers. And no matter how much I tugged at my extra baggy tops, I could never hide how my squishy, jiggly belly spilled out in every direction. And as I laid there in the dark that night with the doctor's warning stuck in my head, I wondered, would I be overweight for the rest of my life? Would I just have to pretend I didn't notice folks staring and snickering at the fat lady? Would I even live much longer? Or was this really a death sentence? Because I couldn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. What would change? No matter how healthy I ate, no matter how little I ate and how hungry I was, nothing worked and never would. It was the loneliest, scariest, and longest night of my life. A sleepless night of tears and self-loathing and hopelessness, and grabbing hold of the belly fat I hated so much. But they say God works in mysterious ways. And now I actually thank Him every day for helping me through that long, dark night. Because it led me to stumble on something shocking about why some women seem to lose weight easily. And as weird as it sounds, I discovered losing weight has more to do with something strange that happens in your nervous system, and barely anything to do with your diet. Now, if you think that sounds as crazy as I did at first, in just a minute, I'll share shocking research from an elite team of Australia's top scientists. Research that proves losing weight is next to impossible if your body is deaf to a specific fat-burning signal in your nervous system. And this is happening in most people. Yet thankfully, there's a simple evening ritual that quickly reverses this devastating condition. Until recently, this life-changing ritual was reserved for a lucky few, clients of a secretive weight loss specialist who happens to be the highest-paid personal trainer in America, and who discovered a simple ritual his clients do 30 minutes before bed every night. But these powerful people are some of the highest-paid stars in Hollywood and the most elite athletes in professional sports. And they don't want this renegade trainer's evening ritual to get out, because honestly, it's the secret that separates them from the rest of us when it comes to quickly and easily melting away clingy pounds without dieting. So make sure you take advantage of this video today while you can, because although I was lucky enough to stumble on this powerful and simple evening ritual, I'm not sure how long we'll be able to make his secret available for free. Hi, I'm Trina, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you a true story about how hearing the death sentence from my doctor forced me to go on a journey that changed everything in my life, and the lives of thousands of men and women around the world who learned what I'm about to teach you right now. Because the truth is, It will be impossible for your metabolism to melt away fat no matter how much you diet until you fix this one thing. Let me explain. Most folks are shocked to learn this next part. It's actually not your metabolism or your thyroid or how many calories you cut that makes you lose weight. It's your central nervous system that's responsible for telling your body to burn calories and lose weight. Top Australian scientists only recently discovered this fat-burning chain reaction in your neurons, and the rest of the scientific community are just now starting to understand how important it is. But as you'll see in the scientific research I'll share in just a minute, when it works right, it literally melts fat while you sleep. However, it's also why 9 out of 10 people who try dieting fail to lose weight and keep it off. Because fat cells can become deaf to your nervous system's critical calorie-burning signal. In fact, almost everyone over 40 years old is suffering from this. And I'll explain why in a minute. But this is good news, really, because it means there's finally a reason that explains why diets have failed to give you the results you deserved. Listen, you can renew and restore your central nervous system so your fat cells can once again hear the signal to release and burn fat, causing them to shrink away overnight without even changing your diet. And you can do it in just a couple minutes with the easy and enjoyable evening ritual you're about to learn. Now, let me be clear, this isn't another diet. You don't have to cut out your favorite meals or do intermittent fasting. In fact, you don't have to deprive yourself of anything. Because if you're anything like me, you've probably already tried everything there is to lose weight that doesn't involve strenuous exercise. Low carb, low fat, paleo, calorie counting, not to mention all the fancy diets like Dr. Bernstein, Atkins, Weight Watchers, Herbal Magic, Jenny Craig. I spent thousands of dollars I couldn't afford on the salary of 2 blue-collar workers, and nothing worked. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how much money I wasted, no matter how many nutritionists and specialists I saw, nothing worked. It was a battle me and my husband had both been fighting for years. Years of watching each other struggle and suffer and give up hope. Years of sinking deeper and deeper into despair as we kept gaining weight no matter how hard we tried not to. Years of feeling so helpless as we both became someone else, someone unrecognizable. Sometimes I didn't even want my husband to touch me because I felt so fat and self-conscious. Yet at the same time, I just wanted to be held and loved. And then in our 40s, it's like the battle was lost. The weight just kept coming until we both were ready to give up. So as I lay sleepless in the dark, replaying the doctor's words over and over in my head, I knew I could do one of 3 things. 1, I could give up. Give in to the shame, the hopelessness, and the terrifying health problems. Just give up and check out. But I knew I wouldn't do that to my kids, to my husband. I love them too much and still wanted to be part of their lives for years. 2, I could watch what was left of the passion in my marriage fade to be replaced by nothing more than comfortable companionship. I could watch my body slowly deteriorate and try to convince myself it was all just part of getting older. Or 3, I could make the choice I did. The choice to fight for my body, my marriage, my life, and our family. The choice to discover the truth about the real cause of our weight gain and how to stay slim and fit through our 40s, 50s, and beyond. The choice to wake up every morning knowing I had done everything in my power to have the healthiest body possible and to love myself again. I made the choice to believe that the terrible, sleepless night was a gift, God's way of showing me a better path. I chose to put my trust in Him, yet I knew I couldn't do it alone. I needed help. I grabbed my phone and called our pastor to ask if we could meet and talk about what I was going through. What happened next seems crazy even now. Even if you're not a Christian like me, you may still think it sounds like a miracle, like a direct answer to my prayers. See, later that day, as I walked into the church office, I ran across our pastor's assistant, Jenny, and my jaw hit the floor. She looked amazing, like a new woman. If I had to guess, she was a size 4, and I'm pretty sure she was pushing size 18 the last time I saw her. I had to ask, how did you do it? Because honestly, it felt like I was meant to run into her that day. Turns out, Jenny got married late last year to a former professional hockey player and a total hunk who looks amazing in his mid-50s. He says it's all thanks to his elite trainer, and Jenny gushed about how her husband's trainer changed her life too. How she'd always struggled with being fat, how she hated to exercise, how turning 50 made her feel like she'd never look sexy again, and how this trainer shared one simple evening ritual with her that has nothing to do with diet or exercise, but that helped her drop 14 dress sizes in just months. It sounded too good to be true. How could she look that good if she wasn't crash dieting and doing crazy workouts? Jenny, I'm begging you to tell me the secret, I said to her. Her face went a bit red and she looked really uncomfortable. In a desperate voice, I told her how I was in such a dark place and that I was praying to God for help. Finally, she agreed it was a sign. She told me her trainer's name was Dan Garner and he only takes on high-profile clients by referral, mostly pro athletes and celebrities. Which is why she wasn't sure she should say anything, but that she'd try to pull some strings and see if she could get an appointment for me. I was so excited and grateful. I had to do some digging, but I found out if you watch professional sports like the NFL, MLB, or NHL, or if you enjoy the odd superhero movie, you likely have seen a few of his glitzy clients. So when the day finally came for my appointment, I felt really self-conscious. Like, who was I to get an appointment with a specialist like Dan? I sat in one of the plush leather armchairs in his office and waited nervously. Dan swooped into the room and immediately asked, "How did you get in to see me?" My heart leapt into my throat. Don't get me wrong, it's a pleasant surprise. Usually I have to deal with big egos and high-maintenance clients. He asked me a bunch of questions about my nutrition, exercise, supplements, and all the other stuff I expected. He listened, nodded a lot, and once I was done, he fixed me with an intense stare. The silence dragged on until I was a bit uncomfortable. Then he asked, "How's your sleep?" "Fine." He looked skeptical, and after interrogating me some more, he said, "Trina, no diet is going to help you lose weight." I froze. My veins turned to ice. "Look," he told me, "don't worry. I see this problem all the time." He explained the story of how he stumbled on a common metabolism malfunction and how it makes it near impossible to lose weight no matter how healthy you eat. It's a problem nearly everyone who is overweight unknowingly suffers from and has nothing to do with diet or exercise. He told me he was lucky to even figure it out. Yet, since he trains mostly high-paid professional athletes and celebrities, he's able to test theories that no other trainer or health professional can. Because, to be blunt, his wealthy clients can afford blood work, genetic tests, and other fancy health and fitness exams that the rest of us could never pay for, which is the only reason he managed to stumble on the strange neurological fat-burning signal he ended up naming the sleep slim switch. It's a powerful metabolic chain reaction that can only happen during a specific phase of deepest sleep. Now, if it sounds strange that the secret to losing weight is actually something that happens in your nervous system while you sleep, or if you think it sounds too good to be true, wait till you hear the inspiring story of how he stumbled on this shocking evening ritual and all the incredible scientific research that proves it's true.